Let's begin by opening the program. We'll get started with this exercise by opening the program. We'll begin by clicking the Start button, then selecting the program's flyout. From the list of programs, highlight Microsoft Visual Basic 6.0 and see the flyout menu appear. In the Visual Basic folder, click the Visual Basic 6.0 icon to open the program, and once the program is loaded, we are presented with a blank project and form. To start adding our menus, click the Menu Editor icon in the toolbar, and the Menu Editor dialog box appears. We see several different items contained in this dialog box, each of which represents a property of a menu item. At this time, we'll just concentrate on three of the more important ones, specifically Caption, Name, and Shortcut. Just like other object properties, the Caption field controls the text displayed on the menu item and can add keyboard accelerators using the ampersand character. We type ampersand file to assign F as the accelerator key for this menu. So like other file menus in Windows programs, press the Alt plus F keys pull-down menu. Let's continue changing the properties of our new menu item. Press the Tab key to move to the next field. Like everything in programming, menu item names need to be unique. To distinguish this menu item from the others we'll be adding, we'll give it the name mnu_file. Now that we have our main file menu, it's time to fill it with menu items. Click the Next button to move us to a new menu item entry, and for its caption, we type Picture space ampersand on. We press Tab to move to the Name field. Here we type mnu cmd_picked on. The CMD we added to the prefix for this menu item is used to indicate that it is a command. Let's look at how we position menu items. If we leave this entry as it is, we will be creating another menu item heading instead of being a subcommand of the file menu. But how do we create subcommands for the menu? Visual Basic has made every task in menu creation a simple one. We can use the four arrow buttons just above the menu item list box to control the position of menu items within the menus. Using the up and down buttons, we can rearrange the order in which the items will appear in the menu. The left and right buttons are used to indent an item under the item above it. But what does indenting have to do with main menus and the commands they contain? The answer is everything. Indented items are submenus or menu commands that are displayed under a menu. For example, the File menu is at the left edge of the menu list box, so File is a menu name, not part of another menu. With Picture On still selected, we click the right arrow button and see the listing we just created for Picture On is indented one level to the right. This means Picture On is a command in the File menu. We'll see more of this as we continue to create new items. Let's continue adding items to the File menu. We start by clicking the Next button to add another blank item. In the Caption field, we type Picture space O ampersand FF. Press Tab to move to the Name field and type mnu cmd_pick off. And notice the Menu Items list box shows our new item indented. Once indented, we will continue adding items to this menu until we either move further down the menu structure to the right or to the left to add another menu. Click the Next button to move on. In the Caption field, we type E ampersand XIT. Press Tab to move to the Name field and type mnu cmd_exit. That's all we want to add at this time, so click OK to exit the menu editor. Let's take a look at our File menu. Notice even at design time the menu has been added to our form, and we can click to see the choices underneath it with their distinctive shortcut keystrokes. Most Windows menus have the commands within the menus divided into separate sections by lines called separators. In our menu, the Exit command has nothing to do with our Picture On and Off commands, so we want to separate it from the rest of our commands with a separator line. Click the Menu Editor icon in the toolbar and see the Menu Editor dialog dialog box appear. Click the Exit entry for our File menu, and then click the Insert button to insert a new blank item above the Exit menu item. Next, we'll click in the Caption field and type a single hyphen. Finally, tab to the Name field, type the separator's name, Separator 1, and click the OK button to close the menu editor and return to the work area. We click our menu and see that the separator line has indeed been added above the Exit command. Another useful menu item is a submenu. Let's make a submenu for ourselves. Click the Menu Editor icon on the toolbar to bring up the Menu Editor dialog box. We click the separator line and then click the Insert button twice to insert 2 blank spaces into our File menu. First, we want to add another separator line to group our new commands by themselves. In the Caption field, we type a single hyphen. We tab to the Name field and type Separator 2. Click the Next button to move to the second blank entry we inserted. In its Caption field, we'll type ampersand colors, and for a name, we type MNU SUB underscore file underscore colors. The sub we added to the prefix of the colors item is what we are using to indicate that it is a submenu of another menu, in this case, the File menu. Now we again select our lower separator line and click the Insert button to add another blank entry to our menu. In the Caption field of the new entry, we type ampersand blue, tab to the Name field, and type MNU CMD underscore colors underscore blue as its name. Next, we click the right arrow button to indent our new submenu command to place it underneath the Color submenu. Now let's finish our submenu by adding a couple more items to it. With the blue menu item still selected, click the Insert button twice to insert 2 more entries in the Colors submenu. In the first new entry, click the Caption field and type ampersand red. We tab to the Name field and type MNU CMD underscore colors underscore red for its name. Click the Next button to move to the next item space. In the Caption field for this new item, we'll type ampersand green. We'll press the Tab key to move to the Name field, and for a name, we'll call it MNU CMD underscore colors underscore green. That's enough changes for now, so click OK to exit the menu editor and click our File menu to see the Colors submenu is now visible. Here we can view the submenu as it will appear when we run our program. We'll return to the menu editor by clicking its icon on the toolbar. In the menu item list at the bottom of the dialog, we select the red menu item, then click the shortcut down arrow to see a list of available keyboard shortcuts we can assign to this menu item. We scroll down the list until we see the Ctrl plus R option. Select Ctrl plus R and see the keyboard shortcut appear to the right of the red Commands menu entry in the list. Now simply pressing Ctrl plus R on the keyboard will work exactly the same as if we had clicked red in the menu. Let's add a couple of shortcut keystrokes for our other 2 color options. We select the green Commands entry in the list, and from the shortcut drop-down, we select the Ctrl plus G option. We notice that in the menu entry list, the green Commands keyboard shortcut appears to the right of its entry. Finally, we select the blue command from the list, and from the shortcut drop-down, we select the Ctrl plus B option. And its keyboard shortcut is displayed to the right of its menu list entry. Let's look at the changes these new shortcut commands have made in the actual menu on the form. Click OK to exit the menu editor, click the File menu, choose Colors, and see our keyboard shortcuts displayed within the Colors submenu. There are several ways to make menus easier to get around in and use. A few of these include placing check marks beside menu items after they are chosen and dimming menu choices that are not available. Sometimes programs even change menu items dynamically based on the user's choices within the program. Before we start discussing these techniques, let's open a file that we have included in the Learning Files. click the Open Project button on the toolbar and answer No at the Save Changes prompt. In the Open Project dialog, we locate the Viagrafix Learning Files folder and double-click the Chapter 1.vbp file to open the project. Once the project is loaded, double-click the Menu Items form it contains to display it. We notice that this form is basically the one we just created, except that this one has a picture box in the middle of it. Let's quickly run the program and see what other changes we have made. We press F5, and once the program is running, we select the Picture On command from the File menu. We now see a picture loaded into our text box. Again, from the File menu, we select the Picture Off command and see that the picture is indeed turned off. Some of the other changes we made involve the Colors menu. From the File menu, expand the Colors flyout menu and select the Red command. We now see the picture box's background color has changed to red. Let's use the shortcut commands we created to try our other two Colors menu items. While holding the Control key, we press the G key and see the picture box's background color has changed to green. While still holding the Control key, we press the B key. Now the background color has changed to blue. The checked property for menu items is used to inform the user that a particular option is currently activated. Let's take a look at this in action. We can see that blue is the last color we chose for the picture box's background color. We open the File menu, expand the Colors menu, and see that the blue choice indeed has a check beside it. This is used to indicate which color is currently active. Let's select one of the other colors and make sure that the check mark is being set on the appropriate color. We select Red from the Colors menu, and the picture's background color changes to red. Now open the File menu again and make sure that the check mark has been removed from the blue color choice. In the Colors menu, we see that the check mark has indeed been moved to the red option. Let's take a look at the code that has brought about these changes to our menu items and our picture box. In the File menu of our form, we select the blue command contained in the Colors menu. This will display the source code for this menu item's clicked event. Like a command button, a menu item has a clicked procedure that is called every time the user selects it. In the code window, we should be able to see three separate sub-procedures, one for the blue menu item, one for the green menu item, and one for the red menu item. Taking a closer look, each of these procedures contains pretty much the same code. The first line of code in each procedure is used to assign their respective colors to the back color property of the picture box. The second line of each procedure is used to set the check mark next to the item that has been selected. For instance, if we select green from the menu, the green click procedure will set the checked property of the green menu command equal to true. However, unlike option buttons on a form, these check marks are not mutually exclusive. The term mutually exclusive means that when one menu item is checked, any other menu command can also be checked. In the case of the Colors menu, if one color has been chosen, it will be checked, but the other two options must be unchecked. That's where the last two lines of procedure come in. These two lines are used to set the other two options checked property equal to false. For example, in the red menu commands click procedure, the first line sets the picture box's back color to be red. The next line sets its own checked property to equal true. Finally, the last two lines of the procedure set the checked property of the green and blue menu commands to false, effectively unchecking them. The enabled property allows us to temporarily disable menu items until they are needed. The easiest way to understand the enabled property is to use the red, green, and blue menu items and modify the statements their click procedures perform. First, we need to change every checked property in each of these three procedures to the enabled property. We'll use a quick and easy built-in Visual Basic tool to do this, Find and Replace. From the Edit menu, select the Replace command. In the Find What box, we enter Checked and press the Tab key to move to the Replace With box. In the Replace With box, we enter the word Enabled. Finally, click the Replace All button. We are then presented with the dialog box informing us that the region has been searched and that 9 replacements were found. We click the OK button to close the dialog box and then the Close button to close the Replace box. Now, everywhere there was a checked property being set, there is an enabled property being set. But wait, we couldn't get off that easily. We still have some changes to make. Namely, where we see a true, it needs to be false, and everywhere we see a false, it needs to be true. So we'll make these changes. Once all of our changes have been made to our procedures, we can run our program to view the results. We'll press the F5 key to run our program. When the program is running, we'll press the Ctrl plus R shortcut for our red color option to change the background color of the picture box. Next, we open the Colors flyout menu and see that the red option has been grayed out, and if we try to select it, nothing happens. Let's try another color. We select blue from the list, and as the menu closes, the picture box becomes blue. Again, we open the Colors menu and see that the blue option is now grayed and cannot be selected. Let's close this program and return to Visual Basic. The visible property can be used to temporarily hide menu items and other controls when they are not needed. In this example, we're going to create a simple toggle menu command using the Picture On and Picture Off menu commands. We need to access their sub-procedures to make the necessary changes, so we scroll to the bottom of the code window and see the 2 click procedures for the Picture On and Off commands. To create our toggle command, we'll need to add 2 lines of code to each of these sub-procedures. We'll start with the Pick Off click procedure. We place our cursor at the end of the Load Picture line and press Enter to insert a blank line. On that blank line, we'll type MNU CMD underscore pick off dot visible equals false and press the Enter key to move to the next line. On the next line, we type MNU CMD underscore pick on dot visible equals true. The first statement will hide the Picture Off command and the second statement will show the Picture On command. Now we need to copy these statements into the Pick On click function. We highlight both lines and then press Ctrl plus C to copy the statements. Next, we place our cursor on the Load Picture line of the Pick On click function and press Enter to add a blank line. Now we press Ctrl plus V to paste the 2 lines into this procedure. Finally, we need to change the true and false in each statement. In this procedure, we want the Picture Off command to be shown so we can change its visible property to true. We also want the Picture On command to be hidden, therefore we change its visible property to false. There is one more minor change we need to make in order for this to function smoothly. We need to initialize the toggle commands when the program starts. Since the picture is going to be off, we need to hide the Picture Off command so the user can only access the Picture On command. We'll copy the line we need from the Pick Off click procedure, so we move back up to that procedure and highlight and copy the middle line of code. Next, from the Object drop-down at the top of the code window, we select the Form object, and the Form Load procedure is created. Finally, press Ctrl plus V to paste the line into the new function. Let's see how well our changes work. We press F5 to run our program, and once it's loaded, we'll open the File menu. We can see that the only picture command available is Picture On. Because the picture is already off, we would have no need for that command anyway. Let's select the Picture On command from the menu, and we see that our picture is loaded into the picture box. Again, we open the File menu, and now see only the Picture Off command. While this method of hiding controls is useful, we must always make sure that we are showing the controls somewhere else, or the user will never know they are there. Let's close our program by pressing Alt plus F4, and we are returned to the development environment. Let's learn about the right mouse button. Any menu within our program can be used to pop up at the cursor location for quick access for our users. Since we want our pop-up menu to appear anytime the user right-clicks on our form is the control we will be using. Click the procedure list and select the mouse up event to bring this procedure to the top of the code window. Here we have a few lines of code to examine. The first line tests to see if the user clicked the right mouse button. This could easily be changed to the normal left mouse button by changing the 2 to a 1. The second line simply makes our color menu appear at the cursor position. Whatever name we place after the pop-up menu command will appear. The last line, end if, is the last statement in our if-then statement. This line signals the end of the if-then statement. Let's test our pop-up menu. We press F5 to run our program and right-click on our form to bring up the color menu at our cursor's position. We see this menu is fully functional as we can use it to change our color box selections. We click the Exit button to stop our program and return to the code window. Now we'll make an executable file. Let's take a look at how we created a self-executing file from our project. We pull down the File menu, choose Make Chapter 1.exe, and we are presented with the Make Project dialog box. We use the Drive List pull-down menus to direct our output to the Windows desktop and accept Chapter 1 as the file name of our standalone program. We click OK and our program is compiled. Next, we minimize Visual Basic 6 by clicking the Minimize button in the upper right-hand corner. We are returned to the Windows desktop and see our standalone program with its custom icon. We double-click our program and see it runs independently of the Visual Basic 6 programming environment. We can try all of our controls just as if we were testing the build within Visual Basic 6. We click Exit from the File menu to close our sample program, and we are returned to the Windows desktop. Let's review what we have learned during this chapter. We started by adding pull-down menus with the menu editor to a blank form. We then added submenus and keyboard shortcuts to our menu. Next, we examined code that allows menus to be checked, unchecked, or visible at runtime. We learned how to create a right-click event to bring up menus when the user right-clicks on our form. Finally, we saved our sample as a standalone executable program which we ran outside of the Visual Basic 6 programming environment.